But then came fire, and with it, disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Hello, hello, welcome everybody. My name is Kavalech, and, well, let's grab ourselves a deadly chat, but actually I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to call this series. Yes, welcome back if you have been following the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kavalech, like I said. We're going to play some Dark Souls 1. Welcome one and all to Dark Souls 1. This is going to be a bit of a different one. Why are we playing Dark Souls 1, Cal? This was your first series over a year ago now. Well, just about over a year ago. Let's strip a little bit while we're in here, just because we can. Very nice. Yes, it was indeed my first series that I ever did on this channel. So that's part one of the reasons why I want to do this again. Because one, my audio was crap. My storytelling was crap. Everything was crap. It was crap. But two, I want this to be the start of the new... not new generation of Cal. It's still all going to be the same fun stuff that we have along the way, but I have some new ideas, and I wanted to start with Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 is my favorite game by probably ever. Like, there's so many games that I adore now, and I've played so many new things, and this channel has allowed me to play so many incredible games, but Dark Souls 1 will always hold a big, very, very, very special place in my heart. Even if it's not the best game ever anymore, because, you know, things grow and evolve, it'll always be very special. So I wanted to have a bit of fun with this one. This is going to be not like a hugely in-depth lore through, but I wanted to take a bit more time, and we're always rushing and doing crazy fucking shit and always going mad on this channel. Let's really explore why this game means so much to me and to a lot of people. Some people won't care. If you don't, that's perfectly fine, but hopefully y'all will, and you'll join me on this journey. That's the intro out of the way, and I promise you from now on, that's all we're going to say about that. We're just going to fucking... great content for me, and we're going to have a great time. Oh, it's still going to be crazy. Still all the same zany fucking nonsense that we always get up to, but within that, we're going to have some discussions and some chats and some interesting things. So, we have woken up in our cell, dropped down a key by the nice gentleman who we'll discuss is actually a cut character, funny enough, from Dark Souls 1. His name is Oscar, technically, but since he's not named in game, we'll just call him the Nameless Knight. Dropped us down a key, the key to the dungeon of the Undead Asylum to the north, which, and this is where I wanted to start with this kind of discussion. So many people look at Dark Souls as surface level, and it is. And yes, some people get annoyed that, oh, all the content and everything is hidden away in items and stuff like that, but the way this game's written and the way this game's world building is fascinating to me, and this is one of the big components as to why I love this game. If you take this and combine it with lots of cutscenes and everything, I think you have the best storytelling in the world. Games so far seem to either be one or the other. You either have loads of cutscenes where they kind of have amazing voice acting and everything, and that's great, or they have interesting item descriptions and shit like this. Some games kind of play around with both, but not really. But let's look at this, because this is Dark Souls, and I do love this. So, key to the dungeon of the Undead Asylum to the north. Immediately that tells us that there are more than one Undead Asylum. This is not the Undead Asylum, it is an Undead Asylum. It is one of the Undead Asylums, which is very interesting already. Can key you into the fact that, something bigger is going on here. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved a corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight? Who was this knight? And what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. Interesting. I started as a warrior, and we took the pendant. Miyazaki has confirmed this is his favorite item to pick as a gift. Miyazaki obviously being the creator of the game, well, the head creator. A lot of people made this game, trust me. But a pendant, simple pendant, no effect. Even so, pleasant memories are crucial to survival and on arduous journeys. So many people spent so long trying to find out what this pendant did. Turns out it did fucking nothing. I was going to say we'll talk about these later, but we'll look at them now, why not? The black crystal, long symbol of farewell, is granted to banished undead. Their crystal sends phantoms back to their homes or sends you back to yours. Beware of fickle users inside them if you tend to nurture relations. So basically, this is the reason we are here in this cell. Somebody, be it family members, you know, whatever, you can decide how it was given to you, but this was given to you while you were being banished to the undead asylum. The dark sign signified an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will they lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. Oh my. So let's get going. We won't be doing that for like every single item. It's not going to be like crazy in depth, but there's a couple of interesting things that we can talk about. The atmosphere in here is always A1. I mean, immediately you walk in and see this fucking lunatic standing here. Look at him. Look at him. I'm waiting for you. It's not even actually the one we meet now. We don't meet him till later on, but we don't know that yet. We see our first hollow enemy here. Give him a little love tap to see. If you look, we both have big giant masses on the side of us. The fuck out of here. Yes, which look horrendous, but that is obviously a sign of being an undead and being hello. But yeah, I think as far as games go that are just unmatched in... Well, I say unmatched. There are games with atmosphere that rival this game, of course, but Souls-like games, even within its own series, Dark Souls 1, to me, nails this more than Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. Bloodborne is the closest comparison, but again, it's Bloodborne. It's not technically a Souls game, you know. It is. We all count it, but you know what I mean. I always love this, so... Most people just run in. I mean, look, everybody knows this at this stage, but another little thing that I always loved. Hello. I'm ready to jump on your fucking head, you bastard. Let's have a look. I like that they stop you being able to look up when you get in, so you will always be surprised when he jumps down. Oh, get away. Me, like everybody else, obviously, probably hit him a few times, especially with the sword hilt, but, you know, you're best off getting away. You can kill him, and you can spend 5 hours, or you can get the... why did I rest? I don't know. You can get the black fire bombs, and they will do a good job of killing him very quickly. And with that, then you can... Get our shield. With that, then you can... thank you. Get the Demon's Great Hammer, which is wonderful. Not a great weapon, but it's not a bad weapon. Always, you know it's going to be a good run if you can get up here and get the backstab. I've gone on record saying, now we will use different weapons, I'd say, in this run, just to show off some stuff, but I've gone on record saying I have played every Souls game at least once with the standard longsword. It's always one of the best options you can go with. It's such an amazing weapon. It's so versatile, you know. Yeah, it's fantastic. So we are in a northern undead asylum, and looking like there's not really too many ways out of here. We'll be back for that item later on. But what I find fascinating about this whole section is that it shows you everything you need to know. Obviously, Miyazaki loves his rolling ball traps. It wouldn't be a fucking FromSoft game if there wasn't something like that in one of the levels, or multiple. But what gets me about this is that they build pretty much all of the ideas that are in the game are shown in this one little section, and it's fucking brilliant. Hello, we shall talk to, as I said, his name is Oscar, but the Unknown Knight.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Alright, we'll hear you out then.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know.
I was just kind of laugh at that. He's like, this is what my family used to say, and now you're just going to have to hinge your whole existence on it.
An Estus flask.
An undead favorite. Yes.
And this.
The key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death, and thank you.
So, some people just kind of don't even think about it. They're like, oh yeah, he's here, you know, whatever. But yeah, this is definitely the same night that drops you down the key. And what has happened is that the nice demon that we are about to go fight has smashed him through this ceiling. Because if you look here, this is the way in and out of this cell, but it's completely broken. There's rubble, there's, you know, you can't get, well, obviously, in real life you could crawl through, but in this game you can't. You know, video games and all that. But yeah, so he has been smashed through the roof. Now, we get in because of the ball trap. But technically, if this ball trap didn't come through here, we might have been fucked. No, you know? I would hate. And obviously he's bidding farewell because when he goes hollow, he's gonna lose his mind and kill us. Now, obviously, he doesn't immediately go hollow here. He actually just disappears like this. But if you come back later on, obviously you'll see that he is indeed gone hollow and lost his mind. Oh, shit. Well, that's a shame. It's never fun when you miss that. I always like to just this one. Just one guy I like to disrespect and bitch slap his sword out of the way. Why? I don't know. I just like to. Oh yes, so we got ourselves an Estus flask. The undead treasure with dual green flasks. Always got me because when I first played this game, I was like, am I stupid? That's clearly orange. It's not green. The flask is green. The stuff inside it is orange. I don't know. Anyway, filled with Estus at bonfires fills HP. The Estus are linked to the fire keepers. The dark tales also make references. An emerald flask from the keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. A little clue there that you know, the flames are potentially more fucked up than we realize, and that there's a lot more going on in this world than just the strange goings on of the undeads. I have gotten 3 broken straight swords so far. Ow. Can't believe you shot me, you bastard. Oh, son of a bitch. Now, that's the best parry you can get. If you can do it so fast that you parry and then press the riposte button so fast that they don't even make a sound, I like that. I like that a lot. Even though I do love the big boom noise. Oh, beautiful. Let's have a heal. Right. So, here's our first little extra tip. Now, here's the thing. When I say tip, this game has been played in every way. It's been played with a dance mat. It's been played blindfolded. It's been played backwards. It's been played forwards. It's been played normally. It's been played crazily. I am by no means here to say, I'm going to tell you things about Dark Souls that you don't know. I'm just looking at the game and showing you things, and if you find stuff that you don't know or whatever, great, perfect, even fucking better. So let me tell you this. Put your sword in 2 hands, and it's going to tell you to do a plunging attack, which is R1. That'll do some damage, but if you flick the left stick forward and press R2, which will do a jumping attack, you will actually end up doing 2 points of damage. Let me show you. Huh, huh, whoop, bam, bam. Why is that useful? It's not really, but I just like that that's a thing. And it's just little things like that that I love about this game. Whoop. Here's my thing, right? And it's good to discuss this here while we're literally facing the very first kind of actual enemy. You know, I know we fought a couple of guys, but this is the first kind of proper enemy that you can face, let's be honest. I love all of these Souls games. I love action games as well. I've just finished up a series of Ninja Gaiden 4. Absolutely adored the game. I love, you know, RPGs like Oblivion and Skyrim, and there's so many different games I like. There's no one combat system I think is quote-unquote the best. But if there was an argument for one of the bests, the simple nature of Dark Souls 1 arguably makes it more exciting. As great as, you know, the future games get, and the speed and the different intricacies that happen and things like Sekiro and everything, but there's something to be said about the simplicity of Dark Souls 1 that just blows me away. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It just feels so good to play. Every fight feels chunky and, you know, like at any moment the tides could turn. But then also, because it's also slightly broken, let's be honest, this game is fucking hilariously broken at times. You can really become overpowered. You know, you get that feeling of being able to destroy things that you never thought possible. Let's have a look at this key, actually, before I finish that thought. Key to the inner door, the Undead Asylum, main hall. Big key belonging to a chosen undead. To a chosen undead. Not the chosen undead, a chosen undead. But this chosen undead knows not what this pilgrimage has in store. We are not the chosen undead, we are a chosen undead. Yes, and that is something that will come up more and more. Key to the iron bars on the east side of the second floor of the North Undead Asylum. The asylum is a giant undead prison, segmented by countless iron bars. Even if an undead were to escape from its cell, patches of the outside world would not be easily granted. So they were corralling them to the north in multiple asylums like this, but then telling them that if they escaped, they'd be the quote-unquote chosen undead and could go on a pilgrimage to something. You know, and apparently we are over snowy mountaintops, so we're quite far away from Firelink and stuff, unless Firelink is meant to be down there, but I don't think so. Maybe. There's a bird nest there. For the moment we can't do anything with it, but it's interesting to know it's there. But yeah, so as great as all of the later games get with their fast and frenetic gameplay, and it gets harder and harder when the numbers get to extreme levels of fucking crazy health powers and everything. Look at this though. Like, you feel like you're on top of the world here, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's janky now because it's how many years old, but it still gives this feeling of awe and isolation that I just think is unmatched. But yeah, you know, all the big health bars of the future games are fantastic, but there's something about this game that just feels, even though it's so fantastical, it feels more weighted and real. And I think it makes it more exciting. I love this cutscene. So you're like, how are we going to get away?
In legends, it is stated.
Okay, there's an ancient legend.
That one day an undead shall be chosen.
Again, giving you an undead will be chosen.
Undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Lordran. I love how they say that name as if it's going to be one of them times where you're like, oh my god, not Lordran. But we don't know what Lordran is at this point. But it's that idea itself, because it's within this world, this area is a big deal, you know? Showing you a lot of the places you're going to go here at the early days. Some people struggle with that first boss. And that's okay. The Asylum Demon, you know, if you've never played a game like this before, yeah, you can. Of course you can. You know, I won't lie and say that I was perfect at this game the first time I ever fucking played it, because I wasn't. But some people struggle with it, and so finally getting here and that feeling of this calm music and this kind of stuff going on, it's, again, just unmatched. We just picked up some humanity. What the fuck does that mean? Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. Used to gain 1 humanity and restore large amounts of HP. The black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? We'll get a lot more information about them as we go, and I'll give you obviously bits of information that I know. I don't know everything on this game, by the way, but I will give you bits and pieces that I know, but I'll give them to you as we get them within the game, and I think that's going to be what's going to be interesting about this kind of series. I think it'll be fun anyway. Let's reverse hollowing. So we can stave off the undead curse. You know, now when you first play, you're probably not going to know to come over and do that. You know, you're just going to be wandering around. A lot of people will look online and see things, and that's perfectly fine too. But what I like about this game is that, and actually I probably shouldn't have, yeah, I know this is a waste of humanity, but I'm actually going to, I'm going to jump off, I'm going to jump off cliff. I'm going to jump fucking off cliff. And show, well, you can see what happens, I suppose, in case you didn't realize. So when you die in this game, you obviously turn back to being like this. So, but we'll get some unique dialogue from it, if you will. Let's have a chat to our crestfallen bro.
Well,
Well,
here. You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here.
again, you're not the
You'd have
first.
done better to rot in the undead asylum. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below.
Far
In the woods
below.
at the base of Blighttown. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is.
So, a lot of people slag the characters in Dark Souls games. I mean, they're like, oh, they're just being mysterious and they tell you nothing and then just go, ah, ha, 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 ha. And that's true. A lot of them do. But it's supposed to be, or at least I feel it is anyway, your character is you. And so when you arrive in an area and there's these weird fucking people who are telling you things, and I like how they pull the mask off immediately and go, oh, by the way, you know, you're not the first that's been sent. And also, there are 2 bells. So you're already being told not everything is true.
Ah, your face.
You're practically hollow.
Practically hollow.
Only get this if obviously you're hollow.
Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
And anybody who says the voice acting in this game is not good, by the way, like, even just listen to this guy. The little inflections he has in his voice, and we'll have a look around Firelink while we discuss this. The little inflections he has on his voice there, I think anyway, are genius. So the whole, you could butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned, and of course, I would never do it. You know, you could pillage from a fresh human. So basically you can kill someone, and the way he says that, of course, I would never do it. And you're like, I think he has. I have a feeling that motherfucker right there killed someone. But I love his whole character is that he's so crestfallen and so fed up with the quest and the fact that he clearly can't do it because he's shit, clearly, that he sits around moping. But he has convinced himself that he is there to, I suppose, give people guidance. And that's how he hasn't gone hollow. And he has only not gone hollow because he's afraid to, I suppose. And so his whole life purpose now has become, I'll sit here and I'll tell people, and I'll know I'm right because they'll go off and they'll die and nobody ever rings the 2 bells, so I'm not the world's biggest failure. So later on, when we do go and ring the 2 bells, he will then become hollow, not because of, some people think, oh, it's because he goes off and wanders off downstairs and dies and stuff, and that might be part of it as well, but he goes off and has nothing else to live for because he's like, well, shit, now everybody knows that I was just not good enough, you know, and maybe he goes down to try and prove himself and who knows what, but then he becomes hollow. And it's technically all our fault, you know. But I mean, that's the fun of it, really, isn't it? Now we have our favorite character coming up now in a moment. But before we do that, I always find these interesting. Is it this one? No. Most miracles have limited. No. That's not it. We will get some interesting lore about the church and stuff like that as we go. Yes. Indeed, as they say. Let's fucking kick some of these off the cliff first, because otherwise we're going to be in a bad way. Get off of here, please. Actually, 3 of these at the one time probably wasn't the best of ideas. Yeah. Ooh, fuck, that wasn't a good idea. I was like, let me just get rid of the skeletons first. Why would I do it that way? That was a stupid fucking way to do it. I just want to pick up the items, my guy. I just want to pick up the items. Oh. But proving my point, by the way, that I was just about to make, which is Dark Souls is unforgiving, but it's also extraordinarily forgiving. So if you know what you're doing in this game, you can absolutely destroy it. But even if you are a fucking guy who's played this game a million, trillion, bajillion times and beaten it fucking, you know, naked with your dick hanging out, fucking whatever the fuck, you know, whatever way you've beaten him, that's fine. The game will find a way to trip you up, and if you get too complacent or whatever, it'll just take one little thing, like 3 skeletons at the one time or something like that, and then you'll be dead, and that'll be it. You know, so it's something that I love about this game, because there's some games that once you kind of learn how it works, and it is somewhat true with this game, but once you kind of learn how they work, that's it. There's no, you know, there's no more learning curve. You're done. There's nothing else to be learned from the game, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is bad. Ooh, I've done it again. Yeah, hold on. You can do this though. I can just die. That could work too. Fuck's sake, Cal. Ugh. See what I mean? You let your guard down for 3 seconds, dead. But yeah, something that I do love about this game, because it's so easy for a game to become monotonous. And I have been playing this game since it came out, right? And as I said, I'm not a master by any means. I mean, what? I've died 3 times now. Mostly from being careless, to be honest, but I've died 3 times now. And I still, to this day, actually only there, a couple of weeks ago, I found out something new about this game. And I've watched stupid amounts of videos and let's plays and walkthroughs and deep dives and the whole fucking kit and 9 yards I have watched on this fucking game. I'm going to die again. No, I'm not, because I'm going to get stuck behind here and fucking chug some Estus and then hopefully get out here. No, I'm just going to die. Yeah, no, I'm just going to die again. We're just going to die a couple of times, okay? Just we're getting the deaths out of the way while I try and get my fucking thoughts together here. Oh no, not what I wanted to happen at all. Oh, but yeah, I'm still to this day learning new things about this game, and actually the whole community is, and that is another facet of why I think this game is so incredible, because I don't know what it is about it, you know, and you know, some of it, not all of it is exciting stuff. You know, there's some stuff in the game that we learn and I'm like, yeah, okay, that doesn't really matter, you know, or it's not pertinent to me, or, you know, something like that. But there will be certain times I'm just gonna homeward bone the fuck out of there, my guy. What you gonna do? Fucking chase me? No. Haha. Fuck you. Actually, we'll read the homeward bones as well. Bone fragment reduced to white ash. Return to the last bonfire used for resting. Bonfires are fueled by bones of the undead. In rare cases, the strong urge of their previous owners to seek the bonfire enhances the bones with homeward instinct. So literally, whoever it was that turned into the homeward bone, I guess, had such a strong urge to get home that they did. You know, they can help you get home, which is pretty fucking liticus to the titicus, as they say. Right, so let's go talk to Petrus of Thoroland.
Hello there.
Hello there.
I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Well, I might have a little bit of business with you, my friend. What if you weren't such a prick and spoke to me instead?
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Righto, go ahead, it's for you.
Oh my.
You again.
Oh, I know. I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracle? Would that please you?
I would like some miracles.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Funnily enough, if you start as a knight, you will already be in the Covenant, as far as I remember, which is fun.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Nice way of telling you, hey, you know, I can show you these things, but they don't fucking matter. To cast a miracle, the caster learns a tale of the gods and says a prayer to be blessed by its revelations. Heal is the shortest of such miracle tales. Miraculous tales. What's fun about all of these is that it's clear in this world that, you know, miracles are real and God is real and, you know, all these things, but it's almost become like a, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's a bit, they took this kind of from Demon Souls, where obviously Demon Souls had a really cool interaction with that, where miracles and magic were opposed, but then it came that actually both of them came from the same source. They just didn't realize. And they don't quite play around with the exact same ideas here, but it is kind of interesting the way religion and magic and everything is viewed in these worlds. You know, I've always quite liked the way this game deals with its kind of subject matters in that regards. Oh, can't believe you've done this, you bastard. And actually, well, hold on, let's kill this guy just because he annoys me. Hold on. Because I think I like to do is I like to always have at least one humanity on me, because it actually raises your if you look there, you can see my item discovery is at 100. But if I pop a humanity, bop, we now have 150 item discovery, and it's just a little bit, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think you can put more in. I think it goes all the way up to 10. I just didn't jump, apparently. What the fuck was that about? I just decided, do you know what, I'm going to roll instead of jump. Do you know what I just did? Do you know what and it has been a lifetime. Wow. I don't even know why I did this, because, like I said, it actually hasn't been like this since, oh god, I think since Dark Souls 2, and then obviously with the remakes and everything. So what happened there is that I pressed the roll button to jump, which is how it used to be. You used to have to sprint, and then while you were sprinting, you would hit the roll button. So you'd hold the roll button down to sprint, and then you'd press the sprint button again, and then you'd jump. But they changed that because obviously it was fucking shit, and now you just click in the left thumbstick. But I don't know if it's because I'm feeling very nostalgic playing the game like this now, where I'm, you know, not exactly rushing through, but I'm taking my time, sort of. I just kind of felt like I was back in the day and playing it again, so I hit the fucking roll button like an absolute fucking idiot. Oh dearie, 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 dearie. Coincidentally, by the way, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, and I might say it at the beginning of the next episode as well. Another reason I want to do the series like this and stuff is that it's going to be a bit more kind of, ooh, battle axe, nice. Not often you get one of those. It's a rare drop from the normal guys. You can buy one early, and obviously you can start with one, but yeah. Anyway, I would also like this series to be, I don't know, somewhat of a kind of a chill one where we can relax and enjoy it. And, you know, if you just have me on in the background, you just want to listen to me talk about random Dark Souls stuff, or, you know, whatever, and you just want to relax with me, that's what I'd like this kind of to be as well. Obviously, I'd like you to be engaged, and I would like you to watch, and I'll try and show you things and do crazy stuff or whatever, but it won't be the main focal point, as in, you know, I'm not going to be, well, actually, I take that back. I take that back. I was about to say I wasn't going to be screaming off the top of my fucking lungs, but this is me we're talking about. I probably will end up doing that, so never mind. Oh no, this is me, so yeah, no, there will probably be times where I'm losing my fucking reason. Do you know what? Actually, why? You know, as I said, we're going to be using different things in this playthrough. So we got a battle axe. Let's use the battle axe, and also it'll allow me to show you the battle axe. So if you've seen me swing the normal sword now, but the axes have a unique a thing where if you swing and miss, you will stagger. Not so much with the heavy attack, but with the light attack. So it gives that a little bit of risk and reward, but it does mean that we do, obviously, more damage. The battle axes are good. Axes in general are good in this game. There's not a lot of weapons that aren't good in this game, to be honest. Another thing I quite like about this game is that there are so many builds you can do. Because most things in this game work pretty damn well. You know, which is very nice. I'm not going to do it, but there is a skip you can do up here if you want. I'll show you. I think I can do it. Hold on, I'm not very good at it, but yeah, that's it. That's as simple as it is. So now you can walk this way, which will get you out of bounds. That simple. Get you out of bounds, and you can get to multiple places from here. You can, I believe you can roll down that way, I think. Yeah, and then when rolling down that way, it'll bring you to the down where the Capra Demon is. You can continue this way, and you can do something. Now it's quite harder to do. You'll have to employ a tactic that's only in the remake of this game, only in this version. So if you get your equip load to 25%, I want to say 20. You can look this up and double check it. You get it to a certain percentage of your max equip load, and you can roll the fall damage. You can roll through fall damage, and you can use it then to go over that wall. This is actually something I only found out recently. You can use it to go over that wall and roll down there, and you can skip, again, tons of different sections and get into the depths early, and you know, you can do it to get a load of things. Now, I don't have the master key. I was going to show the way you can go down to a deep root garden and everything and skip the dragon and all, but I don't have the master key. So we're going to play this way, and it works out as well because I can kind of show you, you know, as if it might be your first time playing. And if you haven't played Dark Souls, because there are still many people who've never played Dark Souls because they think, oh, I don't want to play Dark Souls. I played Elden Ring, but I've heard Dark Souls is a lot more, or, you know, it's too slow now, or, you know, it's this, it's that. It's so many different reasons why they don't want to play Dark Souls 1, or just that they're not interested. But if you do turn around and you are interested, yeah, I can show you things, because I personally think, I know a lot of people say, oh, take the master key and you can do what you want. I think for a beginning player, I think it's a bad idea. I think the master key should only be for like new game, like not new game plus, but you know, when you're starting a new kind of character that you've already completed the game, or you know what you're doing. You know, I think otherwise you're kind of gonna get yourself in a little bit of trouble there, boo-boo. Just saying. You know, I'm just kind of saying. Thank you. You can see the damage that the axes do, because you can fucking stagger people like nobody's fucking business. It's great. Fucking love it. Just fucking proper, just like bop, and then just the fuck out of here, my guy. Now my other favorite character of this game. I mean, they're all my favorites. They're all so fucking charming and noticeable. But this guy.
Well, now you seem to have your wits about you. Hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
What a voice. Like, what a voice. Well, now, I'll trade for souls. Oh. Just love him. This dried finger, by the way, it's an online thing, which obviously I'm not playing online because I'm not a huge fan of the online. Not because it's bad, I'm just not a big online person. I like solo stuff. That's just me. Anyway, use to strengthen connection with the other worlds, allowing summoning of third phantom, but also a second dark spirit. So it's a bit like the monkey's claw, paw curling. So you can get more help, but you can also get more bad people coming. Also makes the summoning of a dark spirit occur earlier. Cheers. Use with caution. Nice little item there, which I always quite like. Now we want the residence key. The key to the residence of the undead burg. Simple, sturdy design of the locks in the burg keep out unwanted visitors. But this is a standard key in these parts and will open several residences. So, silly bastards were fucking, you know, doing the wrong things. We'll get our box. I'm not going to get the repair box because we won't need it. But we might... later on we might come back and get it, but for the moment we don't need it. Anyway, peculiar bottomless wooden box. Its origins are unknown. Some deride it as a symbol of unbridled avarice. We'll learn more about avarice later. Any number of items can be deposited into the box, and the number can be managed while resting on a bonfire. Nice.
Thank you, Kai.
Something that Dark Souls... Now, obviously, look, there are a million games that do this that aren't Dark Souls, but for me, anyway, this was the first game I ever played where everything that happens within the game has an in-game explanation. I'm trying to think, am I wrong on that one? Because I will be corrected. But no, as far as I know, anything that happens in this game is 100% explained in some way by something within the game. So, like, you dying and come back to life is because you're hollow and can keep coming back to life, and you respawn at a bonfire. They all do, again and again and again, until you go hollow. We just happen to be, you know, strong enough that we don't go hollow, although there's something to be said that you go hollow if you quit the game, if you rage quit the game. That is your character, quote unquote, going hollow, you know. Bit of fun little extra outside lore. But yeah, so I just found that fascinating when I was younger, that I was like, everything in this world makes sense. It's a feasible world. Yeah, okay, it's fantastical and magical and crazy, but it all cohesively makes sense. Bonfires respawn you. The curled finger allows you to summon people, more people. Obviously, we'll get the white sign soapstone later to actually summon people, you know. But the online stuff is all through summoning or, you know, forcibly invading somebody as a phantom. Like, there is a reason for everything in this game, and I fucking love that so much. We want to reverse hollowing. So, yes, so now we have reversed hollowing. We're going to use some more humanity. In fact, we'll just use 2. Why not? Because I like even numbers. And as far as I remember now, yes, see, it's 158. So the first one is the one that gives you the most. It jumped up from 100 to 150. But you still get a nice amount even without that. So we're going to get some more endurance. We're going to get that up to 15. Just because I like having endurance and being able to roll and stuff. We won't have enough to obviously wear anything else just yet, and still fast roll. But that being said, it doesn't really matter. I suppose that's something I should probably explain. So why did we get naked at the beginning? Again, if you played any of these games, you will know. If you haven't, I suppose now is the best way to tell you. The more armor you have on, the slower you roll. Now, you obviously, with your endurance upgrades, you can mitigate that and make it so that you can still fast roll wearing heavier armor, and there's also rings later on that help with that, and the whole fucking kit and caboodle. I forgot how strong the battle axe is. Holy shit. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Battle axe is so good. There's another skip you can do here, by the way. If you parry and riposte guy, I'm pretty sure you can wiggle your way through that door, but we're not going to be doing that right now. There's a lot of skips you can do, trust me, a lot of skips. There's a lot of people you can go and look online, and if you just look at Dark Souls skips, you can do a lot of that. But again, why would you kind of want to? You know, you want to explore. That's the whole point of this game. But yeah, so you can definitely play like this. Mid-roll is not the worst. Fat rolling is where it gets into bad territory, which I don't even think I have enough stuff on me to get into fat roll. Yeah, there we do, yeah, there we are. So that's the fat roll. You can play like this. It's not a good idea. Also, you'll notice the legs go a bit funny. That's completely just to do with this version of the game. It really annoys me. I don't know how they messed it up so much. I don't know what they did. That's not From Software's fault. That's the people who made this version, but, you know, whatever. So we cannot wear any. We might be able to wear gloves. Yeah, we can wear gloves. But to me, fast rolling is just always superior. Now, shields in this game are extraordinarily powerful. Like, you can turtle your way through this whole game. Like, you just block and riposte, you know. I say riposte, but, you know. Well, technically it is called riposting. But it's not the riposte that I like. That's the riposte I like. But, nearly fucking knocking things over my excitement. But, yeah, shields are very strong. Now, obviously, you'll want a shield with 100% physical for physical attacks. Obviously, if it's magic and magic, you know, so on and so forth. Most attacks in this game you're going to want to worry about are the physical ones, though. But the shielding is a whole separate system. It's all pretty self-explanatory, though, the shields, I have to say. But to me, it'll always be better to dodge. And getting used to the dodging in this game, if you're starting with this game... Yeah, goodbye. Did he drop something? He fucking did as well, you bastard. Oh, you bastard. Oh, well. Getting used to the dodging in this game will help you in the future, because obviously in further iterations it's faster and faster and faster, and dodging is... actually, it's not mandatory, because even Dark Souls 3, you can fucking do a lot with dodges, with blocking. Dark Souls 3 has some really good fucking shields, you know. Anyway, let's have a look at some more designs here that I love. So I love the fact that you can see up this wall and you go, what a nice little background detail. And then later on, you're up on that wall and you're looking in here going, oh, holy shit. Everybody's spoken about this. I know, it's been spoken to death. But there's still not a lot of games that do it. And I'm not talking about open world games where you can see wherever you want and then you can go there. No, I'm talking about, you know, a game like this, you know, an action game or a Soulslike game or whatever you want to call it, where it's, you know, interconnected, and like, I can see this ladder from here. Keep that in mind. Later on, I'll end up on this wall and go, oh, there's a ladder behind me, you know? Like, it's phenomenal world design. And one that they really haven't, even with Bloodborne, really haven't gotten back to ever again. They've never really done it again. I don't know why. Maybe it was extraordinarily difficult to do. I don't know. But they never did, for some reason. Who knows? Who knows why? Anyway, the gold pine resin affects weapons inflicted by rare lightning damage. Rare lightning damage. Making it effective against targets which are resilient to both magic and fire. Very effective against dragon family foes. So... things like this I fucking love. Now, I'm not hugely into D&D and stuff. Not that I don't like it. I like the idea, but it's all the dice rolls and stuff. I'm not a big fan. But the whole fantasy setting I've always obviously loved. And to me, Dark Souls is my gateway drug into all of that, you know? Like, I was already into fantasy and stuff, yes, but Dark Souls just awoken something in me that I was like, whoa, and oh, blunt weapons hurt skeletons more, and thinking about, I love that cohesive kind of feeling. It's so good. Obviously, look, some of the texture work is fucking shit, let's be honest. Look at that over there, it looks awful, but there's still just this magic feeling about this world, you know. If they could just lift this wholesale and give it the Demon Souls remake vibe. But here's the thing, the problem with that is that I have my issues with the Demon Souls remake, because it takes away a lot of the vibe of that game, I feel, anyway. So it's a tough one. I'd just like to upgrade the textures, basically. I know I could do it on PC, blah, 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 blah. I would like it on this PS5, thank you. Anyway, Black Knights. Many ways you can deal with this guy. If you're not good at parrying, maybe don't do this. If you are good at parrying, do it. Now, you can just fucking run away and block and all that type of thing, but my favourite way to do this is just to give me all one of these, switch to two hands, and bam. Why do I switch to two hands, by the way? So 151 damage, and let's do that again. 7 and 124 damage. What is going on there? Well, this game has a very unique system. And the I say very unique system. There's other games that employ it as well, but Dark Souls, I think, handles it in a good way. When you are wielding something with one hand, you are obviously using one hand. When you're using with two hands, you're using it two. That fucking makes sense, doesn't it, dumbass? But you were able to put more weight into it, of course, and lift heavier things. So let's say, for instance, this is Vihander. It takes 24 strength. I might not have enough. No, I don't quite have enough strength yet. But if we were to get, I believe it's 15 strength, we could then wield this in two hands, because then we would have enough strength. It's not quite, oh, I have 15 strength in one hand, 15 strength in two hand, now I have 30 strength. I don't think it's quite that. I believe it's that -5 or there's something like that. There is a calculation there, but basically just know that there's a lot of things that you'll be able to wield with two hands that you don't have the strength for with one hand. But then also any weapon with strength scaling, or I don't think it's any weapon overall, but definitely any weapon with strength scaling or anything, you will do more damage if you put it in both hands. So realistically, most weapons you're going to want to have in both hands. Simple as. Now, I haven't been able to do this since forever. I don't even know if it's possible anymore, but let's give it a go. No, still can't do it. I don't know what it is. I used to be able to roll through that when I used to speedrun this game. I have fucking... Maybe I've just been too long since I've fucking speedrun it. Maybe it's just been too long. Also, you'll notice, by the way, humanity doubles as a heal. It can be used in a jam. It can be used to get back up to an even number, like me, because I enjoy even numbers. And also to not use as many Estus Flasks, because Estus Flasks are sharper, faster to use. Up the mountain we go. It's not a mountain, it's a fucking staircase. Oh, that's a crystal lizard. Oh, we only got Twinkling Titanite, damn. I mean, it's not the worst, but I like to try and get some large shards from him. Get off me. Get off of me, you little lizardy bastard. But yeah, so crystal lizards will run away from you and disappear. In this game, if you just reload, they will come back again. So it's fine, you can just quit the save and come back, and it'll be back, and you'll be fine. You know? Welcome, welcome, welcome to that bridge we were talking about. Yes, see? We are now above where we were, and we remembered that there's a ladder behind us. Yes, thank you. There's a ladder behind me, and what is up the ladder? Well, up the ladder is two nice gentlemen who are going to try and shoot me. Obviously, if you walk forward, they will shoot you. It's what I like about this little area is it's teaching you two things. It's one, it's teaching you to watch all areas around you, because if you just run forward, you're going to get shot. Two, it gives you actually three things. So two, it gives you some nice views. Lets you see forward a little bit further into the area as well, by seeing the bridge that you're going to be going across now momentarily. And I don't think you can see down at the garden from here. No, you can't see. Oh, you can actually, yeah, because that would be the bridge. That's the bridge to Sith's area? No, maybe. I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, it allows you to see around anyway, which is cool. So, and not all the people tend to look around here, which is a shame, because there's some nice vistas. There's also some fucking shite down there. But I also think maybe in the remake they made it so that there's more of a sight line, whereas I think maybe you couldn't see as much originally, so you would get away with more. Now, slide down here. Two-handed weapon. Now, this to me is overkill. I don't need this, but because of the way we're doing things, we're going to do it this way. You won't know this the first time you're playing through, but as you come running along up here, a nice gentleman is going to jump down. Hello, nice gentleman. We're going to immediately run back and use what we learned from the intro. You don't have to fight him this way, but I love that they give you this option. Completely optional, but they give you this option. So you can run down here and give him the old... Now, fun fact. And actually, I'm gonna do this and hit him a couple of times just to get him kind of down. But I'll actually show you this, because I think there's some people that don't know it. Wait, well, one thing is that you can actually get him to... Fuck. not drop you off the edge, but you can get him to jump off the edge, which is quite funny. Or you can backstep off the edge, or you can knock him off the edge or whatever. But the other thing is that you can actually run back up here if you want and do it again. And that's great, you know. And we could get the kill. But here's another thing you might not know. If you stay here too long, he will get fed up and say, fine, I'll come up here myself. And, oh, fuck. I thought that was going to kill me. It didn't, thank goodness. Oh, he did kill me. Fuck. I just wanted to show the nice people. Fuck. That's fucking funny. He was like, oh, fucking play around with me, will you? Fuck's sake. Oh, anyway, we'll run quickly. And we'll kill him. We've 5 minutes. We should be able to kill him in 5 minutes. That's fucking funny, man. This goes to show, by the way, that you can indeed run past things in this game. A lot of people think you can't, but you can. Some of the modern games you kind of have to, but this game you still can't. Hiccup, excuse me. Get out of my way. Woo! Now, what was I going to say? Yes, so yeah, he can jump up there to get you, and you can fight him up there if you want. I mean, if you want more of a round area to fight him in, go ahead. You know, I don't know if I would recommend it really, but you can indeed fight him up there if you want. That's so fucking funny, man. Oh, dying to the Taurus demon. May go down in history as one of my lower points, but that's the point of this series, is that, you know, we're not going to be fucking doing shit that is too serious. If I die, I die. I mean, look, I've died like 20 times. I could have just restarted this episode, but I was like, no, I'm not going to restart the fucking episode. We're going to go with it, because that's the way I want this to roll. I want this to be natural and just fun and not too serious, you know. I think there's not enough of a jump there in order to get the double hit, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm only doing one thing of damage to him. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. I'm going to die again to the Taurus demon. So let's not do that. Let's heal instead. And I'll show you a normal kill. Or I'll try and show you a normal kill anyway, if he decides to play along. Now, the camera here is not great, which is why I usually recommend jumping on his head with the thingy and then killing him in like fucking 3 hits. But here we are nonetheless. You'll notice as well, if I hit him a few times, you can make him stagger. Again, some people don't know that, because they're either not doing enough damage or they're, you know, whatever. Anyway, get out of here. Really simple. Again, I say simple, but a lot of people struggled when they first played this game. Anyway, this is the exact spot we are going to leave it, because we are going to head down in the next episode and continue on to victory, as they say. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this kind of version of things. You can actually see the enemies on the bridge now. And we'll talk about that big black sooty bit. Yeah, let me know what you think. Like I said, it's a completely different kind of style, sort of. Like, there's still a lot of me in there. And I'll always ever be myself on this channel, and that's the thing. But I've always wanted to do videos like this, that kind of look a bit more into things. And also, look, I've played so much of these fucking games. I'd like to talk about them a bit, okay? And make myself feel a bit better. I know a million people have spoken about Souls games in a million different ways, but I don't know, maybe I can give you a bit of a unique perspective and a bit of the old Irish charm. But thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you'll continue to join me on this series, and we'll have a good old jolly and a few laughs along the way, maybe learn some stuff, and I'll get to share with you, as I said, my top game of all time. It's not the best game ever made anymore, because time has taken its toll, but it's still, to me, one of the strongest games ever made, and I adore it with all my heart. A lot of bias there, a lot of nostalgia, but fuck it, I don't care. Thank you all so much. I've been Kavalech. You've been amazing. Look after yourselves today. Have a wonderful one. Whatever you might be up to, enjoy it. And we're going to do the thing. See y'all very soon. Bye.